of the Board of Trustees, Committee on Academic Affairs, please respond present when you hear your name. Chairperson Jill O'Donnell Tormey,
Present.
Vice Chairperson Henry Berger,
Present.
Trustee Erminia Palacio,
Present.
Trustee Brian Oberfell,
Present.
Trustee Martin Burke, nice to see you.
That's Professor, no longer trustee.
That's right, that's right. It's habit, Martin. Professor
actually
Alatrice,
honorable.
I know, Professor Alatrice,
Present.
nice to see you. Vaughn Myers, the student rep. Not yet, but I did see Jamie Lerner Bircher.
Present.
Great. And Trustee Verzani might be joining us. I don't see him yet. Okay, you have a quorum. So this public meeting of the Committee on Academic Policy Programs and Research is now called to order pursuant to the New York State Legislature's recent extension of the suspension of required in-person meetings under the Open Meetings Law. This meeting is being held remotely via video conference with access to the public session available live on the CUNY Board of Trustees website. A copy of the calendar agenda of items is also available online at the CUNY Board of Trustees website. Additional items may be added during the meeting. And as a reminder, please mute so we can ensure that everyone can hear. I will now take a roll call of the members of the Chancellery. Chancellor Matos Rodriguez,
Present.
General Counsel and Senior Vice Chancellor for Legal Affairs, Derek Davis,
Present.
Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost, Wendy Hensel. Welcome to your first Academic Affairs meeting.
Thank you. Present.
President Vincent Boudreau. It's the COPS liaison. I don't see, did I miss him? Not here yet. Okay. And Linda Essig, the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at Baruch.
Present.
Joanne Russell, the Senior Vice President and Provost at Kingsborough Community College.
Present.
Claudia Schrader, the President of Kingsborough Community College.
She was just here and got
I
bumped
thought
out.
I saw her.
Yeah.
come in. Okay, we'll come back. Paula Arcario, the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at LaGuardia
Here.
Community
Here.
College. Hey, Paul.
Hi.
Christine Mangino, the President of Queensborough Community College.
Present.
Terrific. And Michael Pullen, the Dean of Academic Initiatives at Queensborough Community College.
Present.
Okay, it's all you, Joe. Sorry.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And before I start, I too want to welcome Wendy. It's going to be a pleasure for those of you who have not met her. I'm sure you will, and it'll be a pleasure working with you. And I also want to say thank you to Martin, who's been a really valued member of this committee for the last few years. And we thank you for your service. And sorry to see you go, Martin. I don't know when I'll see you again. So.
And thank you, Jill. It has been an honor, but I get paid by the chancellor to do research and teaching, which I'm going to go back and do.
Well, have fun. So given that the board members are participating remotely and we cannot see everyone on the screen at the same time, I will read the resolutions and ask for members to respond only if you'd like to abstain or oppose an item. Otherwise, your vote will be recorded as a yes vote. If you are voting no or abstaining, please state your name and vote. Additionally, if you wish to second an item or have any questions, please state your name first for the record, and let's try to avoid speaking over one another. So now moving into action items. Action item 1A is the approval of the minutes of the April 25th, 2022 meeting. I move the item. May I have a second?
Berger, second.
Thank you, Henry. Is there any discussion on this item? Hearing none, we will now vote. Please again, only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. That item passes unanimously. Now going on to action item B. So action item 1B, the policy calendar. Policy item 1B1 is a resolution regarding the establishment of a program in computer science leading to the Bachelor of Science degree at Baruch College. I'll now call on Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Wendy Hensel to give us further background on this item. Wendy?
Thank you. Baruch College is currently the only senior college of CUNY without a computer science major. The proposed computer science program will serve the City University of New York's mission to prepare its diverse population of students for the future of work in a wide variety of possible professions where computer science skills are increasingly in demand by allowing them to develop the necessary skills for academic and professional advancement. At this time, I invite my esteemed colleague from Baruch College to say more, Dr. Linda Essing.
Thank you so much, and welcome, EVC Hensel. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow in person. It's becoming increasingly difficult to find any four-year college that does not offer a computer science major, not just only in CUNY, but anywhere. And Baruch College really is a rare exception. Although other CUNY campuses have a computer science programs, what is particularly unique to this program is that students will pursue a CS major in conjunction with a concentration in a different field, which is why we call it CS Plus. Several of the concentrations that the CS Plus program offers don't exist elsewhere, especially the financial math program. So you would have computer science and financial math. That's a strong combination. One could ask why we would need another Bachelor of Science in computer science. It is 2022. Coding is the new freshman composition. Not that it replaces freshman composition. I want to be very clear, we still need freshman composition, but it is analogous to freshman composition. We have English majors on every senior college campus, including Baruch. Computer science also should be available to students at Baruch College. And as we all know, the need for STEM degrees is far-reaching. I know too, we have the expertise already in our faculty body. We do not need to create new faculty positions in order to support this program. I close by noting that our students, more importantly than the strong external support that we receive from Duke and Chapel Hill and elsewhere, really want this degree. The student government offered its very strong support to our proposal in their resolution, stating the undergraduate student government at Baruch College urges the Baruch administration to implement a computer science major to further expand the options and opportunities available to students, which align with its mission of providing social mobility to a diverse population of undergraduate students. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Dr. Essing. So I will move this item. Can I have a second?
Burke, second.
Thank you, Martin. So now is there any discussion, questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Jamie Lerner-Brecker. Hi, I'm a master's, well, actually, I'm no longer a master's student, I'm now an alumni of CUNY SPS Disability Studies program. I have a question about it being housed through the math department. So I know that, excuse me, I'm a little rusty on this, but my brother did a minor in computer science and is currently getting his PhD in mathematics. So my question is that basically there's two routes that people take in computer science. There is more of a professional way, and then there's more of a theoretical approach to computer science. So I was looking at your faculty, and obviously they're very well versed on the theoretical side of it. But I know that Baruch is much more of a professional degree school than it is necessarily theoretical. What experience do the professors have in the industry? Is there a practical application side of it, or have they all been in academia for a long time?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked the question. Well, all of our faculty, or all of our full-time faculty, are academically credentialed, and many of them have been in academia for a long time. Academia and mathematical research and computer science and programming research itself being a profession. Our faculty are experts in the advanced mathematics that underlies computer science. And you actually can come to computer science from a couple of different directions. One of them being the mathematics route. It's no surprise that your brother, I think you said, would get an undergraduate degree in computer science and then go on to graduate school in math, because they are in this time intrinsically aligned. Another way is through information systems, and we do have a degree program already in information systems, but that's actually not computer science. That's management of information, which is a little different than computer science, which focuses on programming. And then the third way is through computer engineering. And that's really more focused on the hardware. We don't do that, right? So our faculty is completely qualified to teach in this field. And in fact, our financial mathematics program is one of the top ranked in the entire country. And it is very closely allied with the expertise of the faculty in the computer science area as well.
Thank you.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure, go ahead.
So I guess with industry relevance, I know that the vast majority of students in computer science then go on to industry. What experience do the professors have in that area?
I honestly, I haven't memorized their CVs, so I would have to really look at that. But like our professors in accounting, for example, many of them have been in academia for a long time and yet have one of the best records for having students pass their CPA exam. So students graduate from Baruch having been trained by faculty who are academically credentialed and then go on to great jobs in industry.
Jamie, does that answer your question?
Kind of.
Okay. Any
Maybe to
other
the best of her ability, I would say.
questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there other questions? Okay, so then we will now vote. Please again, only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. Looks like that passes unanimously. Thank you. So
Thank you.
policy item 1B2 is a resolution regarding the establishment of a program in health sciences leading to the Associate of Science degree at Kingsborough Community College. I again call on Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Wendy Hansel to provide more information. Wendy.
Thank you. The proposed health sciences program will fulfill the college's goal to expand its healthcare offerings, match well-prepared career entrants with healthcare employment opportunities, and build the healthcare high school to career pipeline. The program will also serve Central and South Brooklyn and other communities in New York City to meet the community health demands and disparities. At this time, I invite my esteemed colleagues from Kingsborough Community College to say more, President Claudia Schrader and Dr. Joanne Russell.
Thank you. I'll start, and if President Schrader has anything else to add to it when I'm done, she is welcome to do so. This program is in part of our response to the healthcare needs in Central and Southern New York, Brooklyn. We were awarded, along with Brooklyn College and Medgar Evers, $9 million as in CUNY 2021 funding to help renovate one of our buildings into a health sciences center. This particular program will provide students with opportunities to attain foundational knowledge and skills in health information, health education, and healthcare. We have already an established articulation agreement with CUNY SPS and their healthcare administration program. And we're working on 2 other articulations, one with City Tech and Healthcare Management and Policy, and one with Brooklyn College. And these represent some of our largest transfer institutions. We are offering this program fully online, hybrid, and in person. In fact, it has been accepted as one of the CUNY online inaugural programs. What's interesting about this program is that there are several micro-credential opportunities built into the program. So 2 of the courses combined provide the opportunity for the student to be recognized as a health coach, which is a set of competencies that is recognized by Healthcare Union 1199. And students, after taking the program, are also eligible for the certifications in basic life support and first aid. It also allows pathways for incumbent workers to enter and earn credit for these certifications that they've earned outside the program, so they can enter to expand their education, to enhance their education, and get credits towards their degree. The program also will allow those students who have not been successful in advancing to our nursing program, which is probably the program that's most competitive at our institution. It'll allow them a pathway to complete their associate's degree and continue in healthcare fields. We're very excited about this, and we expect quite a healthy enrollment with very little additional cost to the institution. President Schrader, did you want to add anything else?
No, I would just echo Provost Russell's sentiments about being very excited. Not only does it serve the needs of the Brooklyn community, but it serves the needs of our Kingsborough students who are looking for pathways in health beyond nursing. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will now move that item, and may I have a second?
Berger, second.
Thank you. So now is there any discussion or questions? Henry?
Under the articulation agreements, how many of the 60 credits are going to be transferable to the senior colleges?
So the one that we've completed with CUNY SPS, all 60 credits will transfer, and the 30 credits of non-gen ed courses will transfer directly towards their program requirements and health services administration.
And are you seeking articulation agreements beyond the 3 you've already mentioned?
We also would like to set up health articulation agreements with York College, both in their health sciences program and in public health. And we will continue with others. About 40% of our students who transfer to Brooklyn College. So that is, and we're most of the way through our process with Brooklyn College.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just have a follow-up question, knowing that this originally started with funding to make this hub in part of Brooklyn. I just wasn't sure. Obviously, you just said that a lot of people go on to Brooklyn College, so that's one of the pieces of the hub. I just wasn't sure if there were other, is there marketing or is it, that really creates the hub versus having individual things at 3 individual schools?
Right. So part of the we've gotten a small amount of funding within that grant to provide us with a web resource, which we haven't launched yet, that would help connect employers with students and institutions. So we are just at the beginning phases of this, and you're absolutely correct in that there's really not a visual face or marketing face to this, but we are, the funding was given to Brooklyn College, Medgar Evers, and Kingsborough, but we are also currently also working with City Tech to really serve all of Brooklyn.
Great. Well, thank you.
I have a question as well.
Yes, go ahead, June.
So I'll ask you the same question that I've asked Medgar Evers. Given the fact that healthcare workers tend to statistically hold more negative attitudes about disabled people than your average person, what types of disability studies curriculum or curriculum taught by disabled people or curriculum created by disabled people are being integrated into the program?
Thank you for the question, Jamie. I'm not aware of that statistic that you mentioned, that healthcare workers have more negative attitudes towards people with disabilities. That certainly isn't the way that we approach our curriculum or programming or our culture at the college. All of our healthcare courses are taught with sensitivity towards people with different abilities, different backgrounds, and different cultures. That's really a foundational concept within healthcare. And I can't speak to a curriculum that's been developed by people with disabilities, but the curriculum is current and appropriate to people with various backgrounds and cultures. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I just think that the pandemic and CUNY's approach to it has demonstrated a failure on protecting disabled people. So I don't think that the current standard is enough, but on the disabled side, but from a curricular approach, I do understand that that is meeting the standards.
And let me just add that part of the importance of this healthcare hub is, although the concept was developed prior to the pandemic, it has become much more necessary to provide healthcare workers at all I guess, all in different ways of meeting the needs of the people of New York City. And that's become far more apparent during the pandemic. One of the embedded micro-credentials here is health coaching, and that is really an essential way to support people who may not know how to navigate the healthcare system.
And I say negative things, but thank you so much. I do think these programs are important at the end of the day and are fantastic. So thank you for doing it.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Yes, I had a question about the high school. Both the proposal and the presentation mentioned the high school. I realize that this committee itself does not approve high schools, but might you elaborate a little on how the high school will work, especially as a hub between Medgar and Kingsborough and perhaps Brooklyn?
A very good question. We've just received, the three colleges have just received a planning grant from Petrie Foundation to really flesh out our high school to college pipeline. At Kingsborough, as part of that planning grant, we are proposing to teach in our high schools, and we have a very large College Now program. So it could be done through College Now or separately. We have a 1 credit exploring emerging trends in healthcare careers. It's really a program that allows students to explore different healthcare careers and provide some current look at the healthcare industry in a broad way. And we've already taught this course to incumbent workers and adults returning to college. And so it's been a very popular course, but we haven't rolled it out to the high schools. So that's our first stage. And we have some summer programming built in and transitional career and advisement support. So I think, and each of the schools have, Brooklyn College and Medgar Evers has also have come up with a similar course that fits within their curriculum and articulates seamlessly to their programs.
So if I understand you correctly, there's no plans for a brick and mortar DOE school anywhere on these campuses?
I'm sorry, Martin, I heard just the end of that.
Hope this works this time. Do you plan on a physical DOE campus?
Oh, interesting. So we do not right now, although the nearest we could come is I see 2 models, either an early college initiative or a set of several courses taught through College Now that align with one of our career pathways that would enable a student to transfer in 6 to 12 credits towards their degree.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Other questions? Okay, seeing none, we will now vote. Again, please only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. Hearing nothing, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. On to policy item 1B3 is a resolution regarding the establishment of a program in cybersecurity leading to the Associate of Applied Sciences degree at Queensborough Community College. Again, call on Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Hensel.
Proposed cybersecurity program will provide numerous job opportunities and career paths for students and is designed to address the demand for qualified computer and data security skills that is growing both in private and government sectors nationwide. The intent of the program is aligned with a long history of technology programs and with career pathways and equity efforts at the college. At this time, I invite my esteemed colleagues from Queensborough Community College to say more about this proposed action, President Christine Mangino and Dr. Michael Pullen.
Thank you so much. So the AAS degree is an applied degree so that students would go to work directly after the 2 years. It's an estimate that there are almost 500,000 open cybersecurity jobs across the country right now that only require certification or an associate's degree. And there are hundreds in the New York area in jobs such as cybersecurity engineering jobs, analyst jobs, information security analyst jobs, vulnerability analysts, network security analysts, and cybersecurity threat intelligence jobs, all starting between $60,000 and $100,000. The curriculum is structured with 40 credits of courses in key cybersecurity topics such as coding, computer networking and security, ethical hacking, security policies and procedures. Students can transfer to bachelor's programs in cybersecurity to places like Mercy College, SUNY Farmingdale State College, and the New York Institute of Technology, as well as technology-related programs at the CUNY senior colleges. To ensure that the program meets current and future needs in cybersecurity, the program is designed to meet the rigorous requirements of the National Centers of Academic Excellence in Cybersecurity. And the department and the college are committed to this multi-year process of obtaining this designation that involves approval through self-studies and continuous improvement processes. And it will be the first step in the process of the establishment in the cybersecurity degree. None of the existing programs within CUNY are based on these demanding requirements at this time. And as was stated, students can pursue careers in computer security analysts, security architects, cryptographers, security administrators. And the enrollment is projected to start with 45 students in the first year, but knowing the growth that we should have about 25% increase in students each year, so that 5 years out, we are expecting 315 students. And we currently have enough faculty and resources on campus in order to have no additional costs for the college. And then to Jamie's question, right, about how our faculty have the applied knowledge, all of our applied degree programs have an advisory council that are made up of practitioners in the field so that they have input into the curriculum as it's developed and as it continues to grow as a program. So unless Michael wants to add anything, we're both here to answer any questions.
I would just add that, training and networking, computer networking has really evolved from, the physically connecting the computers and setting up the software to protecting the networks and providing network security. And so we see this new degree arising out of that field. And a decline in interest of students in just basic networking. This is sort of the networking degree of the future, we believe. And so I think it's a really forward-looking degree, even if it is an AAS degree. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will now move that item. May I have a second?
Berger, second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or questions on this item?
Can't miss the opportunity. Are there any other cyber programs within CUNY at this point, or would this be the first?
This would be the first.
Okay. And I've noticed that you've reached out to Mercy and NYIT already. Are you contemplating articulation agreements with them, or is it going to be an informal relationship?
Yes, and SUNY Farmingdale as well. We didn't have to put an articulation agreement together for an AAS degree proposal, but we are going to reach out to those programs. They've either have the cybersecurity designation from Homeland Security or are working on the process now. So we feel like those programs would be a good match. But of course, we'll also try to provide some CUNY options for students who want to transfer to. They're certainly much lower cost than NYIT or Mercy.
Well, hopefully, if you're very successful, other schools will see the opportunity and hop on.
That would be great.
Other questions? Okay, we will now vote. Again, only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. That item passes. So policy item 1B4 is a resolution regarding the establishment of a program in mathematics leading to the Associate in Science degree at Queensborough Community College. And again, I'll call on University Provost Hensel.
Thank you. And I did want to just add that there actually is an MS degree in cybersecurity at City College. So there is not a complete pathway, but a building pathway in that space, just to correct the record.
Thank you.
The proposed mathematics program will prepare students for transfer to a senior college in a baccalaureate program majoring in mathematics, mathematics education, data science, applied mathematics, statistics, or another related STEM field. The intent of the program is aligned with the college's strategic planning priorities of offering students clear career pathways and addressing disparities in equity. Opportunities for careers in this field are numerous. Jobs in this field pay well, and they have a demonstrated high job satisfaction. At this time, I invite my esteemed colleagues from Queensborough to say more about this. Again, President Mangino and Dr. Pullen.
Thank you. So as was stated, this program is intended for students planning to transfer to a four-year college to complete their baccalaureate degree, majoring in mathematics, mathematics education, data science, applied mathematics, statistics, and other related STEM fields. We do have an articulation agreement with Queens College. And many careers today require a solid background in mathematics. Employees want workers with varying degrees in math ability for the fields of data science, machine learning, business, medicine and science, technology, human services, and others. Data from jobsrated.com, as reported in the Wall Street Journal, show mathematicians having among the highest rates of job satisfaction based on criteria such as work environment, income, and job prospects. Over the past several years, mathematics-related careers have ranked among the top 10 consistently. Our associate degree in mathematics shall equip students with the mathematical and computing training needed to be competitive in today's digital advanced world. And nationally, mathematics struggles to bring participation by women and minorities to an equitable level. The availability of a math degree at Queensborough will provide students in our borough, one of the most diverse in the nation, with the opportunity to join this important and lucrative STEM field. And this will allow for a richer and more diverse community of undergraduates pursuing math degrees. And again, the personnel and the resources on campus will not add any additional costs for us to hold this degree. And I'll turn it over to Michael.
We currently, in the proposal, include an articulation agreement with John Jay College. Since the proposal was approved and sent to CUNY, we've also negotiated an articulation agreement with City Tech, both with their bachelor's degree in applied mathematics, but also with their bachelor's degree in mathematics education. We believe that math education is a really interesting route for many of our students and could help meet the city's need in need for well-qualified math teachers. We have New York City MenTeach on campus, a very active chapter of that program, which seeks to recruit and support men from Hispanic and African-American backgrounds into education. And so we hope that this will be a great choice for some of those students.
Thank you. So now I will move that item, and may I have a second?
Jamie Leonard-Brecker, seconded.
Thank you. So now, is there any discussion or questions? I have a quick question in terms of, I know you're talking about marketing to women and underrepresented populations. Do you have a marketing plan for that? I mean, obviously we know there's a need, but I was wondering if there's an actual plan of outreach.
Certainly, once the degree is approved, there'll be a big announcement on campus and events highlighting the degree and explaining the requirements. I know there are some math faculty who are very interested in visiting local high schools to talk with students who might be interested in mathematics or computer science as a career. And so we'll be doing that sort of outreach as well. And also, NYC MenTeach specifically tries to recruit underrepresented students into education fields, and they're actually very excited about having this math education option with City Tech as a way to attract great students.
Other questions? Okay, we'll now vote. Again, only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. That item passes. So policy item 1B5 is a resolution regarding the establishment of Centro de las Americas at LaGuardia Community College. Again, we'll call on Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost. Give us a little more.
Sure. There's a high demand for Centro de las Americas. That's a challenge for me to be established as a single campus-based center at LaGuardia Community College. Case has been made for an entity at the college that both supports and celebrates its Latin students while also serving as a cultural and intellectual hub in Western Queens that celebrates the rich and varied traditions of the history of people of Latin heritage. At this time, I invite my esteemed colleagues from LaGuardia Community College to say more about this action. Provost Paul Argento.
Thank you, Wendy.
Arcario, sorry.
Arcario, yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Couldn't see it.
Thank you. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much, and good to see everyone. I just wanted to say that President Adams would be here himself, but he's presenting at Jobs for the Future and flying back from New Orleans. So I'm here in his stead tonight. He's, of course, a moving force behind this. As Executive Vice Chancellor said, the center will be it's actually the first center at a community college designed to provide comprehensive services, information, and support to students of diverse Latin heritage. LaGuardia is a Hispanic serving institution with 47% of our students, of our credit students, and 62% of our non-credit students identifying as Latinos. And the borough of Queens, 1/3 of the population is of Latin origin. So we see a great need for a center to empower students and community members through programs, services, community connections designed to provide a sense of inclusion and pride and offer opportunities that will help them advance in our society. So it's basically a resource and a hub for anyone who has an interest in Latin-related matters. Cultural, academic, and career-oriented programming and services will be a part of this. And we are very excited, and the college community is very excited about this. So there's a great support here on campus for it.
Okay, thank you. So I will move the item, and may I have a second?
Kirk, second.
Thank you. Discussion, questions?
I do have a question for the provost. This is an exciting proposal. You are, as best I know, you are correct. It'll be the first center at a community college, similar in many ways to the centers at Hunter and Lehman and City College. But centers have come with institutional responsibilities and costs. A good deal of the proposal written by a consulting firm mapped out various funding options, but I was curious to get a little more information about how the college saw the funding prospects for the first 5 years at LaGuardia.
Yes, thank you, Martin. Well, as you saw in the proposal, the initial funding is certainly for the pilot year is not great. We would be using $10,000 of grant recovery money, some in-kind money, and of course, including the space. We have an initial corporate sponsorship from M&T Bank for $10,000. LaGuardia College Association would be funding some of the events that involve students. And our foundation that has a very strong record of funding peer programs would be providing stipends for the 8 student ambassadors that would be supporting the activities of the center. I just want to say going forward, a couple of things. I believe you probably saw the research company Hanover, who identified 17 funding opportunities and 10 what they call marginal, opportunities as well. But a couple of things I wanted to point out. Number one, LaGuardia has a very strong track record in terms of both voluntary and grant funding. So I just happen to have the PMP from this year. And in terms of grants and contracts, LaGuardia is number 1 among the community colleges and is number 3 CUNY-wide behind SPS and John Jay. And this is something that has happened for many, many years at LaGuardia. We have a very strong grant track record and we expect that to continue. The other thing I'd like to point out is President Adams has proven himself a prodigious fundraiser. As part of our Tomorrow campaign last year, he raised $15 million. And we expect that he will continue to be successful in voluntary giving. So I would say, Martin, in answer to that, we have a strong track record and we expect that to continue going forward. And the president will be out there prospecting and also probably looking for some benefactors to fund this directly. And we have every reason that our success will continue.
Thank you. That's most welcome news.
Thank you, Mark.
Can I just want to make one point of clarification to the excellent question by Trustee Burke and Provost Akagas answer is that the center at LaGuardia is not an institute, which is you're making a reference to the ones at Hunter, Lehman, and those are institutes, right? So those are CUNY-wide. They have much more of a research focus than the LaGuardia project. So I just want to, obviously the sustainability issue, which was part of your question, is dead on, right? But I do want to make sure that they're not comparable to the institutes that we have already that focus on Haitians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans. And I just want to make sure that distinction is clear.
Yes, and as you know, Chancellor, the proposal, we have support from all of those institutes. So, yes.
Any other discussions? Okay, we will now vote. Or do I have to move? Did I move the item already? Yes, I did, right? Yeah, so we will now vote. Again, only a vote if you have to abstain or oppose. Seeing none, the item passes. So now moving on to policy item 1B6 is a resolution to amend and replace the City University of New York's academic integrity policy. Again, call on Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Wendy Hensel to tell us more.
Thanks. The proposed revised policy responds to emerging technologies that have widened the pool, unfortunately, of opportunities for cheating and clarify what constitutes cheating, plagiarism, and violations of academic integrity. These revisions were subject to extensive process and input. They were drafted, reviewed, and vetted by a faculty subcommittee of the Committee of Academic Technology, was then presented to the Executive Vice Chancellor's Academic Policy Committee for review and revision. The document was further reviewed for input and comment by the University Student Senate, representatives from the University Faculty Senate, the Council of Chief Academic Officers, and the Vice President of Enrollment Management and Student Affairs, all before final approval. In addition to revising and clarifying some outdated language, the proposed changes do a number of things, including add the unauthorized contribution of a student's work to third-party vendors, like commercial homework aggregators, and it also expanded the definition of plagiarism to the unauthorized use of said vendors, which has expanded significantly under COVID. It broadens the type of electronic devices not permitted to be used during examinations. It includes the falsification of medical documents, either to gain unauthorized access to campuses or to obtain an excused absence, missed examination or assignment. It engages department chairs more thoroughly in the reporting process. It provides additional guidance on promoting and distributing the academic integrity policy. And it commences a campus tracking system of reported cases, which is very, very needed.
Okay, thank you. So I will move the item. Again, may I have a second?
Burke, second.
Thank you, Martin. Any discussion? Questions?
If I may,
Sure.
and for, I guess, a final set of comments, both to the provost and the committee. As we just heard from the Executive Vice Chancellor, this has been a very successful collaborative effort. The Chancellor occasionally hears, not on this committee, but on others, complaints, comments about the lack of consultation. And I would point to this process as exemplary for consultation, especially to the Office of General Counsel and to the overall Office of Academic Affairs. If we're going to review policy periodically, as we should, this is the way we should do it.
Thank you for that, Martin. I'm sure that's music to the chancellor's ears. So now, if any other questions? No, so we will now vote. Again, only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. Hearing none, that item also passes. So policy item 1B7 is a resolution regarding the approval of the actions in the CAPRA dashboard. Again, we will call on University Provost Hensel.
Great. So routine academic matters, local academic policies, and course inclusions in the university's general education program are presented to the Committee on Academic Policy, Programs, and Research in a summary form. Introduced in October 2019, the CAPRA dashboard makes it possible for the trustees to interact with this summary data. A few highlights from this month's dashboard include the classification of 21 new general education courses among the colleges, giving students more options to study the physical sciences, mathematics, and humanities, 67 program actions, and 3 new or revised undergraduate policies. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. So I will again move the item. May I have a second? Someone?
Berger, second.
Thank you, Henry. Any discussions or questions? Not, we will now vote. Again, only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. That item passes. With no other items on the agenda, I will move to adjourn this meeting. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Henry. So thank you all very much.
Thank
It's good seeing you all. See you again soon.